All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? We're back. We're doing the S rank climb, but I have just seen, as in just now, that there is one teensy little hot fix that got applied after the patch. When I last played was on the day of the new patch. So this has been there, but not since I've touched the game at all. So this might be old news to some, and I can't zoom in the Steam thing. Yeah, the therapist. Fixed projectile speed and attack power of regular attack, and attack power of charge attack to account for unintentionally high performance values resulting from adjustments made in the 1.06. So I guess they accidentally made the stun bomb launcher way stronger than intended. That's just what I'm getting from that. I seem to have completely missed something in that regard. Was broken. Too good of a what? Wait. I encountered some of it, didn't I? The stun bomb launcher... Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it shoots the little like lightning, similar to the lightning pistols, the little electricity ones. It shoots something similar to that, right? Unless I'm just completely wrong. No, that was almost bad. Can we just all put continue at the second thing on the menu? Avoid potential mishaps. Not arena. Nest. Ruined me. I run a lightweight laser build. Okay, hold on. Is it what I'm thinking it is? Shoots clusters of lightning. That sounds right. I think it is what I'm thinking. It's here somewhere. There. Yes, I did encounter this on the day of the patch, actually. I ran into some of this. Not a ton of it, but I remember... I said something about it, too. I was like, did I miss something? Like, when did... when did this thing suddenly become powerful? I never saw it before today. Okay, that is the... For a second, I thought that was the pile bunker on my shoulder. And I was like, whoa, what is that doing there? It's not bad. It's no chainsaw. But hello, Dream Master. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is the best. I just have to read the whole thing. And Sands Break. Hello. What do I get? For my first match on, I'm welcomed by... linear rifle, wheelchair. I think that's the plasma thrower. Please don't be bad. Don't be rough. I beg. Ooh, and the stun launcher. See, they kind of zoned me out a little bit. Oh no, I accidentally hit the second one. Ah, shit. That's bad. 50%. At least I'm still using the pulse armor rather than the shield. I'm not setting up my chainsaws right today. I just need, you know, my little warm-up round, that's all. Ow, that thing hurts, always. I'm kind of scared of the plasma thrower whenever I see it. I know that that bitch hurts. Oh, come on. Just let me have this, man. Oh, no. Okay, they had nothing loaded. How are you not dead? Oh, terminal? Oh, fuck me. Oh, that's really bad. That's really not good. Ketchup, your chat are monsters. I agree. I agree. We don't have Whataburger where I live. It's okay, it's overrated. I mean, what? Must have been the wind. I didn't hear anything. Ow. Oh, come on. Yes! Yes! I'll take what I can get. I'll take it. If that's what FromSoft is willing to let me have. Miyazaki knows best. Oh, that's right, you have terminal. Oh, you're a freaky bitch. You're scary. No, please. Oh, thank God. Mayo for life. I've never really tried the mayo with fries thing. It's not big over here. It's not big in the US at all. Not common. It's more of a Europe thing, from what I understand. It's not to say it's unheard of here. It's just, it's not common. Ketchup is the go-to here because people are just wrong. And they're perfectly complacent in their being wrong. That's, see, now we're back in the groove of it a little bit. Mayo makes me feel icky, just in general. It's like a visual sensory thing. Oh. To go to a mental institution. You know what is very common in the Midwest United States? Putting ranch on everything. Everything. Defending a fast food chain. Also, hello. Hold on. What was I gonna say? Oh, defending fast food. I defend a lot of fast food. Whataburger. It's just a Texas thing. So like, that loses them some points. They just refuse. They just refuse to expand out of Texas. I mean, they have like a couple locations outside of it, but not really. And so you get like this kind of like mystical reputation around it where it's like, oh, it's only in Texas. And the people in Texas say that it's only in Texas because they refuse to use any like providers for like their ingredients, like their beef, you know, whatever, their ingredients, right? They refuse to use any other than the best providers. And since they can't get the same providers elsewhere, they just only operate in Texas. And then you try it and it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's like Five Guys, but not quite as good as Five Guys. Ow. I'm dead. No, I'm not. We're good. No, pulse armor's bad. Ow. If it was terminal, I could have gotten away with it. Oh, pulse armor's bad. Aioli. I used to put aioli on this poll the couple times that I ran it before. But so many people would be like, what is aioli? So I swapped it to barbecue. You know, everyone knows what a barbecue is. Barbecue sauce, that is. That's bullshit. Nuh-uh, that did not hit me. It didn't. Oh, he fears the chainsaw. That didn't hit me either. That's crazy. Or that. What is aioli? You're baiting me. That Subway is the biggest fast food. Is that true now? Hold on. What is the biggest fast food chain in the world? Okay, hold on. I got a result that I was not expecting. It's not McDonald's. It's not Subway. Any guesses before I just say it out loud? Anyone want to take a spin here? My source was also from 2022. It was just the top thing that came up. So for me, it must be true. Top on Google means it's absolutely true. KFC. Actually, KFC would have made more sense. Well, this one, it does make sense, but I wouldn't have thought of this one. Also, it's kind of cheating in a way. McDonald's was number 2, for the record. Subway, it's not. It was Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks. Yeah, Jess got it. It's Starbucks. It's kind of cheating. It is technically fast food, but it. I mean, I guess it's not food though. They have food. Their food is bad. Like, I mean, I guess it's not bad. Their food is weirdly pricey and is just really bland and doesn't really taste like anything. So like in that sense it's bad, but it's not like it's bad food. Like you could eat it. It's fine. It doesn't taste bad. Just doesn't really taste like much. But like they've got sandwiches and stuff. Oh god, this guy. The connection on this is just brutal. Checkers fries are my favorite. This is a man of culture. This is a man who knows. This, or he went way back in the VODs and he found me saying it. He found me on my French fry rant. We don't have Checkers. Well, we do have Checkers. There's one Checkers that I know of in the entire city's area up here. I know, but it's not called Checkers. What's the other? Is it Rallies? Is that the other name that they go by? I think it's Rallies or something like that. Just Rally, maybe? I don't know. Oh, match freeze. Hello. We have one, like, in the entire city's area of Minnesota. And, so I never had it until I lived in Florida, where in Florida, at least in Orlando, it's everywhere. Checkers is on every goddamn corner. It's kind of mid. Checkers is incredibly mid, but Checkers is actually so good. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing you have to factor in with Checkers. Some people are like, oh, you can't factor the price into the taste of the food. It's unfair. That's not true. I strongly disagree. I factor the price into every food that I eat. It definitely determines the quality. Absolutely. Do you know how cheap Checkers is? The people that know already know. It's honestly, like, I don't know how they make profit with the price. I mean, it's because their ingredients are not good. I know how they make profit, but like they're so low that you kind of question the business model. That's crazy that hit me in the back end. Fighting for my life out here on the most, I don't know how I'm not dead, by the way, on the most busted connection against massive splash damage. Oh, the fries are the best. Easily the best fast food fries. I say easily. The only runner-up for me is like Popeyes is pretty close. Popeyes has amazing fries as well. Popeyes isn't super far off. That hit me. We're just gonna... I made a mistake using my my armor that early. See, like, how did that not hit me though? It's so weird. This netcode is poo-poo. I'm already bitching about it. It's always just a matter of time on the ranked streams until I start bitching about it. But really, it's more just that it's only a matter of time until it becomes enough of a problem that I need to bitch about it. That's the way to look at it. I'll take my win. Gladly. Just salt? Am I mentally ill? No. Fries are very good just on their own. Like just salt, pepper maybe. I don't know. But they're always better with the sauces. But I think everyone has to find the right sauce for them. I like fries with most sauces, to be fair. There are very few sauces that I don't want on my fries. Like, I don't want ketchup on them, because ketchup tastes like shit. Sorry. What? They're... Okay. I don't know if I want to know what their AC is named. Their Steam name is Twink Girl. Their Armored Core name is Girl Fangs. And their AC name is Censored. I don't know if I want to know. They do, however, have the Etsugens, which means they are undeniably based. That's Assault Armor. Hello. Good morning. I'm awake. How did I get under the bridge? Oh, grenade launcher? See, now that... I think the grenade launcher is a little... Okay. You're making me question now. The grenade launcher is kind of cringe. You left out cheese. I guess I said topping. I should have said just sauce, because I kind of meant sauce. If we got into toppings, then like there's chili, there's cheese, there's like bacon bits. You know, all the things, jalapenos. Oh no. Yeah, I'm dead. I can't pulse armor my way out of a stun. So this is gonna be kind of awkward for me. Oh, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Here we go. Yep, there's the dagger. And here's the assault armor. I managed to not entirely eat it. I win. Good night, girl fangs. Well played. Thank God I managed to get that out in time. It felt sketchy. Felt very sketchy. It's either going to be an insane take or just a good video. Why not both? I think my channel hits its peak when I give like the most batshit crazy take on a game and the video is good. That's what I think. Seaweed fries? I don't think I've ever had seaweed on fries. Take fries plain. I mean, it's not like it's bad. It could just be so much better is the thing. I still don't know what ranch sauce is. This is why the UK does not get to have food opinions, chat. This is why. I rest my case. They don't know what ranch is. They don't know. Zombies on a plane stream. Yeah, while I was like incredibly sick and not even well enough to be streaming, and I hadn't gotten an Ethernet after moving yet, so it was just super unstable. That stream? Is that the one we're talking about? No, not the spinny. Okay, also pulse armor. I'm just really happy that the Etsugens have been made more consistent. Because these things are so much fun. I love these little fellas. I did not mean to do this. No! I almost got out. The base of ranch is garlic? I don't really know what it is. It's just ranch. I was raised putting it on everything because I'm from Minnesota. Like school pizza day, shit's cardboard. Just dip it in ranch. It tastes pretty okay if you do that. Do not. I got 700 damage. Worth.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Yes, I was at least far enough away. Oh, this is bad. Maybe. Oh, thank God. Thank God. So it's not garlic mayo? Don't know. I don't know. Uh-oh.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Ooh, I just misinput. I'm glad that I caught it. My brain was a little ahead of where it should have been. GG. That was a good one. Oh. My YouTube mobile has been super busted for trying to have chat open. Oh, it was caps lock. That's fair. That's a lot of caps. I'm looking at it. Never had ranch. See, I think, hear me out. Just found out you're streaming and I wanted to say GG. Welcome. GG. Hello. Did I say anything? I don't think so. I think I was generous. We're fine, I think. Chat, I didn't say anything, did I? Someone please tell me. If there's one curse that I have on Armored Core 6 streams, it's talking some mad shit and then like 2 minutes later someone's like, oh, that was me, and I'm like, I take it all back, I'm so sorry. I don't think I talked any shit. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on now. Never takes it back. He's never sorry. I can get away with it on the Tekken streams. There's so many people playing Tekken 8 right now. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this. Okay. How do I remember? I do remember. Hold on. Maybe I don't remember. Ah! I remember. Whoops. Force of habit. Okay, he dodged all of them. We're good. We're fine. Hooah. Hoo-dah. Whoa. Ah. 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 Please. Have mercy. Bitch. That was a sweet combo. No, please. Ah!
50%.
I think I won that? I don't think I won that, but okay. By the fact that Brazilian food is objectively the best. I don't know, man. Hear me out now. Hear me out. This may be a bit bold of me, okay? But personally, I think Colombia's got you beat. I think Colombia's got South America on lock. I gotta say. At least in my experience. You playing Tekken? This is Tekken. Also, hello, Fizzy. Welcome. Ow. I hope you enjoyed the hour-long nightmare video. Give me that. No. No. Oh, shit. Oh my god. I said, give me that. No, that's bullshit. I hit that? That's insane. That was a bad idea. Woo. Shit. That hurt. That was me again? I feel like that one actually might make more sense. Tekken 9's looking a little wild. GG on the boxing match. You know, it's a very important skill to reach S rank, you guys. You gotta be able to handle yourself in a little armored Tekken. Okay? You just gotta be able to stand with the best up there. That's all. It was just a skill check. Just a skill check. That's all. No, but actually though, like, not joking, Colombian food is insane. Like, the big issue here is that it's so much harder to come by than like most South American food. But like a good like hole in the wall ma and pa Colombian place is insane. So good. So good. Managed to make S rank a few days ago. Now I have my life back. You found a use for Snailhead. Good stats, but looks ugly. I haven't even really... I mean, no. What's this head called? Varel, I think? Great. I've only ever met one. I've met like 3 Colombians. One of my best friends is from Colombia. And I've probably eaten more Colombian food in my life. At least in America than he has. He doesn't realize how special it is. He doesn't even seek it out the way I do. Oh God. Oh God, please. No, don't do this to me. Okay, remember earlier when I said that the plasma thrower scares me? You know what else scares me? The explosive thrower. Shakira from Colombia? I don't know, actually. Maybe? I have no idea where the hell Shakira's from. This was a waste. Ah, this just lost me the match. Oh, that stagger was so close. I could have had it. That was so dumb, though. I gave it to them. They can have it. Because I don't deserve it. She is. There you go. Explosive is bad, too. Explosive is not bad. Explosive is just this giant, like, cloud of damage. It's wild, especially as like a stagger punish. It hits pretty hard. Doesn't hit as hard as like a pile bunker. Nothing really does. Well, actually, that's not true. One thing hits harder than the pile bunker. That's the motherfucking chainsaw. Absolutely. Am I sure I don't want to try the pulse blade instead? Absolutely, yeah. You know why? 11,000 damage. On a full charge stagger punish, 11,000 AP. That's why. Would you rather have FromSoft make an Ace Combat or Project Aces make an Armored Core? FromSoft make an Ace Combat. It's kind of weird either way. But FromSoft Ace Combat, probably. If I had to choose. I think that overall, FromSoft makes games that typically have more design problems, but that also generally feel like much deeper experiences, like on the whole. I thought that was about to be Assault Armor and I shit myself. I shit. How could we turn this one around? Potentially. Oh, that AP's not looking hot. Well, there's a chance. Shit, it was close. All I need is a stagger. The health is not important. The ACS is what's important. FromSoft Ace Combat is just Armored Core? No. Armored Core, but fighter jets. Think about it. Think about it. He's scared of the chainsaw.
AP at 30%.
Does he know to fear the chainsaw? Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh, the stagger. I didn't have any idea that was coming. Looks as tricky as climbing the Tekken ranks. What do you mean by that? You hit red and it stops? Is that what you mean by that? You hit red and then you don't climb anymore? If I had more playtime on Tekken 8, I would probably be in red with Panda, I think. Because even though Orange just having better competition, it did slow me down for a little bit. I've started to get way more consistent with the bear. I've started to not throw as many punishable counter hit moves like I was. Because all the way up until Orange, and even at low Orange, like the entire ranked experience with Panda was like throw punishable counter hit because no one's gonna block it, everyone's mashing. And Panda has a 10 frame counter hit string. It's a jab string that launches on counter hit. So it's a 10 frame counter hit string. And just spam that to victory, pretty much. Throw a low in there, and then just keep getting the counter hits. Panda has a hell sweep. That also is a counter hit. You know, big, not launch, but what's the word I'm looking for? Bound off of counter hit. So the whole Panda experience was kind of just rinsing those two all the way to Orange ranks. Genuinely. Becomes common when you battle purple ranks? Really? Any games like it? Not exactly like it. But, if you're just looking for other, like, action games, like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, could work. None that really have the, like, the parry mechanics of MGR or anything. But, in all honesty, you know, no spoilers for, the video coming way down the line. And this is also just going off of like memory from 3 years ago. But the parry system in MGR doesn't have quite the depth that a lot of other action games do. I may have found your Panda ghost online. I forget that that's a thing that you can do, is just seek out my ghosts on Tekken and play my Panda whenever, essentially. My Panda might be a little scrubby because I don't, like, if it averages out, like, I don't know if it goes by recent matches or if it's just everything it's learned over time. What's it called? It depends. It depends. But if it's only going off of recent matches, my Panda should be scary. If it goes completely off of like average over time, it might just throw super punishable shit over and over again. I don't know. I don't know. Wait a second. I just, while I was talking, I'm gonna move to either Kuma or Jack from Asuka. I think the bears are really good. It seems like Jack is also really good, and just no one's playing him. The couple Jacks that I've come across on Tekken have been really, really good. Oh, no energy. It's fine. We have big AP lead right now. We can make this work. Oh, the tracking on that's actually really good. I lost my AP lead. Holy shit. That hit me. It has Marduk moves? I missed that. I know that Marduk just got data mined for DLC recently. Like, we know that he might not be a season 1 character. I feel like he might be, but just going off of like what we know for certain, he's at least in there and being worked on to be DLC at some point. It doesn't mean that he'll come out in like year 1, but he is in the files. There's some dev work happening for Marduk already that you can find references to in the current build. As well as, who are the other ones besides, like, obviously we know Eddie. Oh, Lydia was in there. People found Lydia references. And who was the last one? It was Marduk. Oh, and Fakamram. Those 3 recently got data mined. Lydia, Marduk, and Fakamram all got data mined. Traces of 7 characters? Whoa. I didn't hear about the rest beyond those. So what's the scoop on those then, huh? Big chainsaw. Someone dug up cinematics that are from future story content, like character stories. Isn't Eddie supposed to come out? Oh, it was spring. Never mind. I was like, wasn't he supposed to be the first season? But yeah, first season is spring. Winter will be the last. More June stuff. They're gonna bring Heihachi back. I'm just saying. Just so that we're all on the same page. That man is not dead. No one in Tekken dies. Something involving Leo's dad? What? Oh, also, like the stream. Oh God, kiting build. Here we go. To wish me luck against this build. That's why. That's why. Every like means at least 1 AP more damage, right? Surely. That's how it's just how it works. I don't make the rules. I don't like those cannons being charged. Is he gonna use them as stagger punish? That seems to be the plan. Temporal armor. That is the plan. I thought he was gonna kite a little more heavily with it than he is. But I see the vision now. I thought it was just gonna be like linear rifle chip with cannons to try to catch me out. But now I see the vision. Linear rifles for stagger with plasma for punish. Or if I get too close. Interesting. Noted. You're not getting away from this. Can't believe you didn't get the streamer award for best streamer streaming the oldest, most boring video games. Oldest, this game is 7 months old. 6 or 7? I think 6 or 7. One of those. Maybe like 6.5. On Anna, trying to find the latest scoop again. This isn't your norm. We played Elden Ring the other day. We've been playing Tekken 8. That game is like 3 weeks old. Not even. Actually, maybe even. Maybe it's 3 weeks old. I don't know. My timeline. Bad. Stun launchers, explosive thrower, and assault rifle. Interesting. The average Chole viewer. We have an audience of boomers here now. I don't know if you know. These aren't the Cuphead days anymore. Or the Lego Star Wars days. Those were dark days. Ooh, ow. I deserved that one. Bubble shield? Oh, I guess because if I get up close to him, he's actually really scary. You know what? Interesting tactic. Kind of works. Weirdly. Huh. I see. I'm just always so taken aback when I see the bubble shield go out. Such an unusual expansion. He was a Lego streamer. It wasn't that I was a Lego streamer. It's when I was 100%ing Lego Star Wars. Shocker. The audience got a lot younger. Like a lot younger when we did Lego Star Wars. But also hilariously, like I think almost half of the current mod team first found the channel through Lego Star Wars. And none of them are that young. All of them are adults. Actually yeah, Mikkel's an adult now, isn't he? Probably. Jess, is Mikkel an adult? He must be, right? He's the youngest one, I know that. But I also know that he's been around for a long time, so even though I think of him being like 17, I could be wrong. He's gotta be like 18 or 19 or something. Maybe I would say 18 if I had to put a bet on it. Oh, you're right, Sticky's the youngest, never mind. And Sticky is, I don't think much younger than Mikkel. I think he's right about there. Sticky's probably 18. During the first playthrough of Elden Ring, are we approaching 2 years? Yeah. Elden Ring was released in February of 22, but I didn't play it until June of 22. I started playing it in, or no, like late May, but most of that playthrough was like the duration of June. So unless you got there right at the beginning, like June. But still coming up on it. I still can't believe that Elden Ring was almost 2 years ago. Like, that is just insane to think about. Okay. Thank you, FromSoft. I'll take my victory. He didn't do anything to prevent it. What game would I like to see remastered? Oh, if I had to pick one game, System Shock 2. If I only got one game to get a remaster ever, I'm picking System Shock 2. There are others, but that would be my #1 pick. Thank you for the 16 months, Ryan. Oh, there's more. I'm waiting for the... Thank you for the much more Chad-like 18 months, Jess. Clearly just so much more of a Chad. Of course. Dark Souls 2. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 remaster. Let's do it. Am I the only rancher here? If I were allowed to vote, my vote would be on ranch, personally. Actually, like, I don't have it as an option on there. I would say that, like, kinda, you know, like, fry sauce is where, like, Chick-fil-A sauce, like Cane's sauce, that sort of sauce is the best dipping sauce for fries, hands down. But it's kind of weird to define, and like every place has their own version of it because it's like a homemade sauce, so it's like, eh. I don't have it as an option on there just because it's kind of overcomplicated, but that would be like, that is my favorite thing to dip a fry in. Is kind of that like mayo, ketchup, kind of whatever, barbecue. I think there's some barbecue in there as well. Like that mix, really good. Then we can do exclamation point stretch. Hey, I know this guy. I recognize this guy. I know this one. You can't hydrate me right now. 3 and 1. I don't know what all goes into it. I've made Chick-fil-A sauce at home before and had it be like pretty much spot on, and I have it written down somewhere. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. I've been seeing a lot more assault armor recently. Like, as of the last couple streams, is it just an A rank thing where more people are using it? Or is it like since patch, or what's going on here? Turner spotted based. Is that what you kids are calling it these days? What is this? What is this joke? I think I get it. But just to confirm. I feel sorry, because that assault armor would have fucked me up. GG Rymus, if he's here. I haven't seen him. He might be here and I could have missed him. I'm not sure. But GG. That assault armor, I feel bad, because that would have killed me. That would have really hurt. Not confirming that in a chat with children. I don't know why that made me think of it, but last night, False's stream ran late. She had a collab going with someone who I have not met. Oh, there's another hydrate, my bad. And said individual used to be a dancer and a dance teacher. The Power Wash stream, yes. I was in super late because I was working on stuff for most of last night. But she ran late, so I was there for a bit of it near the end. But he was talking about that, and then he was talking about how one of his former dance students turns out became a pole dancer at an adult club, if you will. And so I requested to get lessons from this man. I was like, yo, teach me next. I'll be the best you've ever produced. And he was like, all right, bet. He was like, you just need some good core strength. And you need to be like kind of flexible. So maybe do some yoga. And I was like, I do yoga. I have pretty good core. It could be better. My core is kind of my weak muscle group, all things considered, but like I got decent core strength. I'm a bit of a strong boy, so even though it's the weak part, it's still pretty good. I could do this. So I'm on a journey. Definitely just, this isn't just me joking and I'm never gonna follow up on it. I am now 100%. You heard it here first. Where is this alert? I'm waiting. Oh, yeah. There it is. Wait. Charlie?
We haven't seen Chole for a while. Smiling face with sunglasses.
Smiling face with sunglasses. Thank you for the 6-9, Ryan. I gotta set this timer. Yeah, if you check it now, I think you'll have it. Stream the classes and I'll pay for them. Oh, you're talking to Jess? What about for me? What about for me? We could maybe make it happen. He knows the arts. Dude, we could make this happen. Maybe. No promises. No promises. But I'm just saying, like, I happen to know someone who taught those classes in the past. Like, I've got a connection. Who also happens to be a creator. So the whole streaming it thing shouldn't be a problem. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, he has pulse armor. I'm so screwed. Ow. Ow. Hold on, you're telling me there's a chance. Oh, there's not a chance. Getting a pole installed in his basement. That's also a thing that can be done. I did not mean to activate this, by the way. This was a misinput for anyone who's like, what the hell just happened? I genuinely, like, I was trying to boost and I accidentally hit the triangle, is it? Is that how I activate it? I don't know. Muscle memory takes over. I don't know the controls off the top of my head. The game plays itself, really. We turn that into a good round anyway. We make it happen. Do you also play? No, she plays boring new games. Blech. I joke. I like new games, for the record. It's just that my favorite era is like 90s into 2000s when it comes to games. I think new games are good. I don't subscribe to the belief of like, oh, all new games are boring schlop. I'm so not that guy. And I get so many people in my comments who are like that, and I'm just like, man, this is not the channel where the creator's going to agree. I love the modern industry, just not as much as I love the old industry. The game stole it. We should be fine. I have this. This is kind of BM. But like, says the man on a new game. I do like new games. Unless they're from EA or Ubisoft. EA's new original label is seeming like it's off to a good start. Got off to a really weird start with, what was the game called? Immortals of Avium. Like, not a bad game, but just kind of like the most 7 out of 10, like, not bad, but not really good either kind of game. But the original labels is really starting to turn out some good stuff. And Ubisoft, look, I have very little love for Ubisoft, but they're slowly turning it around. Assassin's Creed Mirage looks good. The new Prince of Persia actually looks great. Ubisoft is seeming like they're on a good trend, assuming they keep moving in the direction they have been for like the last year. We'll see. I think that like Far Cry 6 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla were a wake-up call for Ubisoft, where they were like, okay, we need to change things again. Like, people are sick of it. We can't keep doing it. I haven't played the new Prince of Persia yet, purely because they launched it as an Epic Game Store exclusive, and I can wait for the Steam version. But, it looks really good. I've heard that it's like one of the best Metroidvanias in a long time. Like, I've heard that it's kind of the best Metroidvania since like Hollow Knight and Metroid Dread and stuff like that. So I'm super keen to play it. It's just, I don't want to buy it on Epic Games Store, like at all. You can get every Far Cry game for 50. How much is Far Cry 6? Because that's actually the only one that I don't own. Like, I'll sit here and talk all this shit about Ubisoft, but like, you guys, look, Far Cry is a guilty pleasure, okay? You go around, you do a little sneaky, you do a little shooty. The story's not all that important. You're just there to do some cool stuff, and then you're done. You just move on with your life. And you know what? It's kind of okay. It's not great. I didn't buy Far Cry 6 because it didn't look like it was doing anything new from 5. 15 bucks? See, like at that point, I could just replay 5. I'll still wait. Was the first Division? I'm trying to think. What was the last Ubi game that I played? It might have been Far Cry New Dawn was the last one, and that was 2019, I think. So it's been a few years. Like, I skipped the new Ghost Recon. I've been skipping the new Assassin's Creed games. I would have picked up Prince of Persia if it wasn't for the Epic. Like, I literally went to search it on Steam to pre-order it and found out that it wasn't there and then just said, yeah, never mind, I'm not buying it then. Like, I was in the process of going to spend my money on it, and as soon as I found out it wasn't on Steam, I just was like, yeah, forget it. I'm not exaggerating when I say that's the only reason I didn't buy it. I was going to stream it. I talked about it like back when it was about to come out. I was planning on streaming it. That just killed it. I was like, nope, I'm done. Only Far Cry I've played is 3. Well, that's the best one. So you're good on that. If 3 is the only one you've played, or just if you've played 3 in general, like, yeah, you've played peak Far Cry. And 3 is like the best example of like, yeah, the story, not that great. You just kind of go around, you shoot stuff, you stab stuff, you have your fun, and then once you're done, you're done. You don't have to force yourself to get through it. It's fine. I didn't get to the second island. The second island is where it falls off a cliff anyway. Like, the game kind of becomes unfun at that point. So it's not that bad if you missed it. It's a far cry from what it used to be. Far Cry 2 is also a really interesting game. It's not one that can be recommended to everyone. But Far Cry 2 is definitely very interesting. And if you like the original Crysis, then Far Cry 1 is really cool too. Far Cry 1 is actually one of my favorites out of all of them. But I think that's just kind of because I like Crytek's old stuff.
50%.
Because the original Far Cry game isn't actually made by Ubisoft. Ubisoft bought the franchise out after Crytek made the original. If you didn't know, now you know. And then Crysis, like what would go on to be Crysis, is literally just, like when you play the two of them back to back, it's incredibly clear that Crysis is actually just a sequel, or like a successor rather, to the original Far Cry. Like, that's exactly what they set out to do, was just kind of make that game again, but make it better. Which is what they did. Definitely. It's not a bad thing. Crysis 2 is my favorite of the trilogy as well. Even though Crysis 2 and 3 are nothing like the first one. But they're both very fun in their own different way. I like Crysis 2. Crysis 2 is a great example of like, yeah, this is kind of just a mindless shooter. Like, you just kind of go through this campaign that it's, you know, it's nothing to write. Like, there's nothing about Crysis 2 that's like amazing. There's really not. You just kind of play it and you're like, yeah, this is fun. It's just a pleasant time. I just enjoy this game. And you play it as long as you want. I finished it. I've finished it a few times over the years. I've actually never finished Crysis 3. I've tried a few different times. I always get like pretty close and then I'm just bored and I just don't force myself to get all the way through. Still looks, all three of them still look great. Oh God, this one might be scary. I played like 20 minutes of Honkai Star Rail this morning and it's time I'll never get back. I know that some people like the, I don't even know. I always forget. Oh, the Hoyoverse games. But for me, I never tried Star Rail. Mostly because I tried Genshin, and Genshin is like, it's not a bad game. But I just hate gacha so much. I have no tolerance for it whatsoever. Because I hate microtransactions and refuse to buy them. So you can imagine how much more soured my opinion on gacha systems are. Like, considering that I'm Mr. Never bought a microtransaction, never will. Like, you can imagine how I feel about gacha. Genshin is fine. I mean, if you like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, then like gameplay wise, you'll like Genshin. It is just kind of an unashamed clone of those games. But it's the gacha thing. I can't do it, man. When so much of the game is just locked behind like wailing, I can't. I refuse. At least Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild will be mid for a set price of $60 or $70. Genshin will be mid for like hundreds of dollars if you want to actually play the game properly. FromSoft allowing gacha Elden Ring is a horrific thing to happen. Is it gonna come out in the West at all? Do we know that? I will be a whale and buy some Tekken costumes if the price isn't outrageous. I won't. Bro called Zelda mid. No, Zelda, I've said before that if I had to choose one game ever to say that like this is the best video game I've ever played in my life, I would choose Ocarina of Time. I love Zelda. I'm a fucking Legend of Zelda simp. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom get really boring. Like really boring. Finally? What finally? Oh God, is it? Okay, there. I was like, as soon as I thought about it for a second. All right, have your fun. Have your fun with that. Game that killed Zelda for me. Like, it's fine, but I feel like it's a game that has to be played for like a little bit at a time with large gaps in between. Whereas Ocarina of Time, I could 100% that game like 3 times back to back and still want to do it again. Genuinely. I could just play Ocarina of Time on loop. And Majora's Mask, same way. I don't think Majora's Mask is quite as good, but like same thing where I could just replay them over and over. The netcode is crazy. The netcode is wild on this one. That kick was insane. That kick did not hit. The netcode's wild on this one. Gameplay and world felt a bit empty. In Tears, just to clarify, I could probably reread it and I would get the clarification. I think the weirdest thing about Tears is that when you play it, it feels like there's so much to do. Like, it's overwhelming the amount of things to do in Tears of the Kingdom when you're playing, but then you like look back on it after the fact and it kind of feels like you did a whole lot of nothing. Am I the only one who had that? Like, I 100%ed the game And even though I know that this isn't the case, when I think back on it, it feels like I just kind of ran around in circles and like picked up items on loop. It feels like that's all I did. Both, to be honest. I think Breath of the Wild had the same thing, but I feel like Tears almost had it more, weirdly. Watching you play Breath of the Wild in Tears made me not want to buy it. I did, again, play it in probably the worst way possible by 100%ing it. Because Nintendo is very blatant about like, yeah, we put so much shit in the game so that players don't try to do everything. Like there are interviews with the map designers and stuff about it where they're like, we put so much stuff in the game so that people who just play it normally will find things all the time. And people won't feel like that compulsive need to do everything because it would be so ridiculous to do everything. And I did the ridiculous thing. I think out of all the streams, I came across 2 worth of story. The stories are so short. Breath of the Wild story is like 5 hours. Tears' story, if you just blasted through it, is maybe like 8 to 10. Like it's a lot longer, but it's still so short compared to the rest of the game, like in total. That kick is wild on this netcode. Like I can't even be on the same planet as this man if I want to dodge that kick. FromSoft netcode is hitting hard today. Uh-oh, I'm dead. I'm not dead. He spared me. Give me the stagger and I win. Please. Huh? Link's Awakening better than Breath of the Wild? I haven't played either version of it. Consisted of him complaining about Nintendo. Hey, when there is shit to complain about, it happens. Most of the AC6 streams tend to devolve into me being like, what the fuck is this netcode? But it's because they deserve it, because what the fuck is this netcode? I complain when there's stuff worth complaining about, all right? We know it. We know it to be true. Oh, I got the stagger and he popped the shield while the game was frozen. You know, that happening while I'm talking about how I only complain about it because it's justified. Honestly, thank you for handing me that FromSoft. That was needed in a moment like that, weirdly. So just complaining? I don't complain that much. But it stands out in games that have either a lot of like small problems that just kind of build up, or games that have like huge problems that are present the entire time you play. Some people are gonna laugh at me saying I don't complain that much, but in all seriousness, I sit here and I stream for 3.5 hours a day every day. And not all of that is, not even close to all of that is complaining. Not even close. I complain a lot over the course of those like 20 some hours a week. But it's not like it's constant. All right? It's not like it's constant. I complain a normal amount, maybe slightly more than a normal amount. I would say slightly more. But it also comes out in times where like I know that something is really bad because of like dev experience, right? Definitely more. False, anything that False says about this, no. I'm not listening to False, because False is the opposite. I don't know if False knows how to complain about stuff in games. The only time that I've seen False complain about something in a game being bad, and I'm not going to exaggerate this to you guys. This is a completely genuine thing, by the way. The one time that I have seen False complain about something in a game being bad, it was when an indie horror game made her go around and collect 666 items to complete the game. That is the only time I have ever heard her complain about a game. It has to get to that extreme for her to even say something bad about it. The game could have like flickering textures letting you see into the abyss, and False will just walk right past it without saying a word. The game could have the character blatantly lie to her about how to complete the objective and say the complete opposite of what she's going to do, which, by the way, has happened on her stream, and she will not complain about it. She will defend it. That is not hyperbole. She's done that. So anything that False says doesn't count. For the record, she's not a valid source here. She literally had the character gaslight her into thinking she was doing things wrong when she was doing things right, and she defended it. Well, I go on a 3-hour rant? I don't. I look at it and I'm like, oh boy, who let that get through? And then I walk past it. And like, you can ignore it, but I'm like, oh, that's unprofessional. And then I just keep going. Unless I play it for a bit, which normally would happen if it's like a consistent problem. Also, dual chain guns hurt on stagger. Holy shit. Oh god. The shield is gone. Now things hurt again. Overheat. Son of a bitch. I lost this round. Who is False? It's a good question. Let me answer. False is my streamer friend who just so happens to be an anime girl. Paul Revere can't suck my dick. What? No, False. The gaslighting thing that I'm talking about was the when you were hitting the crystals with the sword in that one indie game, and the guy was like, huh, I can't break these. I need to find another way. And then it turned out that what you were supposed to do to get past the encounter was break the crystals with your sword. You know, do exactly what you were doing when he said, I can't do this, there has to be some other way. That's what I'm referencing here. And you were like, well, you know, it's an indie team. It's a small team of developers. My dog wouldn't do that if she made a game. My dog is smart enough to not do that. She's an anime girl in real life. It's true. They exist. Absolutely. What's your favorite anime series or movie? But I figured it out. I'm not going to. I'm not. False, what was the game called with the 666 cans? I saw someone ask what game it was. Do you remember the name? Because I don't, but you might. What was the game? I liked Code Geass before Cole even existed. I don't think that's true. I don't. I think she's lying, chat. Hear me out now. Ow. This guy has pulse armor. Oof. 30%. We're not in a good spot here. I have proof pages of fanfic, huh? I think it's just because of the mechs. I think you just really like mechs. That's why you're here, right? For the mechs. I think that False is just a closeted mecha enjoyer, personally. She'll be like, no, I watch Code Geass for the plot, and the plot is actually just the giant walking tanks. That's the reality of it, I think. That's what she means when she says plot. She means the large weaponized tanks. That hurts. Let's try not to choke this one. I'm taking a lot of damage here. Uh-oh. We choked. I wasn't ready. I didn't think the stagger would happen that fast. Complained when I gave you mech roll? I didn't complain. Death Note is overrated. Don't attack me. I kind of agree. I think Death Note is great the one time, right? And you know, it's a mystery, so I guess you're probably only supposed to watch it one time, but it's not even one that you rewatch and you like see signs of certain reveals like through foreshadowing that you just never would have caught. It's not like that. Like a good mystery, that's how it is. Like when you watch, I don't know, Knives Out, Get Out, those things, you see, like when you rewatch, you see how many little ways that they were telling you the twist, like from the beginning, but now you never realized it before, but with the context, you now see that and you're like, oh, I can't believe that I never put it together. Death Note doesn't have that. Death Note is just crazy, like, oh, actually, the entire time, it's bad. It's bad mystery writing. I said it. But it's really entertaining the first time through, and I can never take that away from it. Because there's a reason that we've all seen Death Note. And by all of us, I mean like all of us except for that one guy who's sitting there right now and is like, I've never seen Death Note. Your grumpy bitch roll. I don't know who gave me that, because False... Well, okay, I know who gave me that, but False vehemently denies ever having given me the grumpy bitch roll in the Discord server. She says it wasn't her.
50%.
And she expects me to believe it.
AP at 30%.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm dead. It's me. I've never seen Death Note. It was Snooze. Was it? How would Snooze know? How would he know to give me the grumpy bitch roll? How would Snooze know that I frequently refer to myself as a grumpy bitch? You were talking in general? I think if you searched how many messages do I have? I'm in a match now, hold on. I have to go look. We all know you're a grumpy bitch. I think in the history of me being in False's Discord server, I've sent maybe like 10 messages in there. Maybe a little more than that, but I can only recall like a handful of instances where I've ever typed in there. Oh, not now.
50%.
This shit's so loud. God damn it. This is bad news, Bears. This is bad news.
At 30%.
Ow. Ow. Snooze did it during stream due to something you said. Maybe. Outlaw Star. What about the greatest anime ever made? We all know what I'm talking about. We all know it.
At 30%.
Dragon. I'm kidding. That's my favorite. It's not the best I've seen. It's Cowboy Bebop. We all know that to be true. It's the best one. If you've never seen it, fix it. It's Bebop. I've never seen Evangelion. Despite the amount of times that I've been told I need to, I have never watched it. Or Code Geass. It's also, I've had so many people tell me to watch that over the years, and I just never have. Said he didn't watch anime and it was weeb shit. I watch some. I watch like the super mainstream stuff. It really is just, I watch the stuff that people tell me I really need to watch. So I've seen like Dragon Ball, Cowboy Bebop. I've seen a couple movies, like Akira and like Princess Mononoke are really good movies. I've seen those. I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners when that came out. I watched Chainsaw Man when that came out. Those were both really good. Those were like back to back too. What else have I seen? What other anime have I seen? Etsugens. This man knows. Still not ready. Why? What? My brain power is in the Armored Core. Why not ready? Just needs to sit. Oh, we're so far away. That's unfortunate. Wow.
30%.
He zoomed in so fast. Was that a quick boost? It looked really weird. What the hell did he just do? Oh, terminal's bad. Okay, we're fine. Oh, it's not Ghibli, but I've seen another movie. Oh, shit. My ex made me watch it. It was fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was solid. Okay. Someone's got to help me out. Where are my weebs at? Weebs who have seen a lot of like anime movies, help me out here. I guess I would say it was like a romance anime movie thing. It was like a romance, okay? And the two characters, the boy and the girl, were like swapping bodies, and they would swap at like the same time, but they had never met each other. They were just randomly like swapping bodies with a person they had never met, and they were like leaving each other messages like each time, because one would do something in the other's like life. Your name, thank you. It was solid. Like, I didn't love it, but it was solid. It's decent. I did not. There was a twist. There's a huge twist. I won't spoil it, but I never saw the twist coming from a mile. Like, it was a good twist. Never would I have predicted the twist. Ever. It was a very interesting twist. That's a Karasawa, isn't it? That's a kind of scary rifle to see on matchmaking. Oh, fermenting. That's a sit. Okay. Fermenting. Ow. So he's just gonna fly around the whole time. That's gonna get really annoying. Does he have terminal? No. Respect the chainsaw, buddy. Come on. Modern English dubbing is better than Japanese voice acting. The only like recent example that I have to go on is Chainsaw Man, which I watched as it came out in Japanese, but then I was hanging out with some friends and a couple of them hadn't seen it and wanted to. And so they put on an episode, but by then the English dub had come out, and so they were like, "Yeah, let's just watch it in English. It's so much easier." Whatever. Yeah, I'm not a big weeb. I'm not huge into the debate or anything. The dub was awful. Like, by comparison, at least. It's not even that the English voice actors were that bad. I don't think they were very good. But it's not that they were even like terrible. But the Japanese voice cast was just so far outclassing the English voice cast. Like, leagues. It was insane how much better the Japanese cast was. That's one of the few examples where I've like heard them side by side like that. And that's like the only time recently that I can think of that I've heard both. Because I'm not super up to date or anything. But man, like some of the voice actors were fine. It's just that their tone was like so different that it sounded weird. And then some of the, like I remember distinctly that Power's voice actress really just was not working. Like at all. What? I'm dead. I've not seen it. Can't comment. You should see it. It's really good. That's up there on the list of what I've seen. Hello. I'm just coming right up to frame was perfect there. It's so weird seeing that that headpiece in this game, as well as the headpiece that I have. Seeing like some of the frame pieces in this game that they really just flat out remade like certain frame parts from Gen 4 and Gen 5. I'm not against it because they both have really cool art styles of their own. But like seeing the Varel set present here, and whatever that one is called that the headpiece comes from, that guy just had, that's a Gen 5 set. That looks way different here, but like the headpiece looks very, like almost exactly the same. And then you've got this weird shit. Oh, this is Yan. I know that name. What's that in your hand? I saw Moonlight. What's the other thing there? What is that? Is that the napalm or? Fuck. There we go. That round felt like it lasted a very long time. There was some big cat and mouse stuff going on there. I kind of forgot about that movie, Your Name, until like just now. Oof! Ow! Yeah, that's the buffed Moonlight. Shit hurts. It's not gonna hit more than once. That was a wake-up call for me to not get hit by it.
50%.
Oh, thank God. I think Suzume is the maker, or is from the maker of Your Name. It was in cinema just a few months ago. Hold on. Oh, GG, and hold on. I'm getting distracted. Let's see. Director. You would be right. It's right there. Like, they're right next to each other at the top of the Google list. That buffed Moonlight's kind of scary. Getting hit for like 3,500 AP off of no stagger is a little... You know, it's a bit of a jump scare every time. High rate of fire, really good stagger. I've gone back and forth between Etsugens and Sampus a lot. I've bounced back and forth between them. Maybe one of each would be good. Because, you know, I've dual wielding them. It always feels like the damage is so much, like just overall consistent damage is so much better with Etsugens. But I can more consistently confirm a stagger with Sampu, like once they're close. So maybe putting a Sampu in the right hand to confirm with, and then having an Etsugen in the left for just damage over time would be nice. Might be worth a shot. We just gotta take what we can get there. Oh my God, that hurts. Okay, I've gotta land the charged chainsaw here. No half measures on this one.
AP at 30%.
Oh, the damage just killed him. No chainsaw needed. Thank God Zimmermans just aren't as scary as they used to be. To be fair, at launch, they were a little, like, overplayed. They weren't as strong as some people were saying. But they still, like, having the nerfed ones now, they feel like shotguns should. It now feels more like if I get in close, I'm going to eat a lot of damage and stagger. But if I keep my distance well and I manage the spacing, they feel appropriately weak at a longer range. I feel like they're in a much better spot, even though they weren't as busted as they were made out to be back then. Ow. Shit. Like there, I did not manage the space. So I ate some big hits. Their damage at range way back was a little dumb. If you want to play corners, I can just hang out up here. We're good. I have no reason to do that. Oh God, I'm dead.
50%.
I'm somehow not dead.
AP at 30%.
Oh, I'm dead now. Yeah, there it is. Oh, is he doing a swap? Wait, that was Haldeman, wasn't it? Yeah, he's doing a swap. He's got Haldemans in his hand now. I didn't even notice. That's why the damage felt chunkier than usual. That would make sense. Well, I gotta try Sampu in the right hand. I think that might be the move. Maybe. Not definitively, but there's a chance that this is big. And it's a little lighter, so we'll go a little faster, which is always nice. Especially this build. Getting in after I poorly manage my spacing on a stagger goes a long way. 3 boost speed goes further than you would think a lot of the time. Oh god, shotgun swap is back. The thing with the Sampus too, and it will probably come into effect a little bit, even though not as much here, is it puts more more emphasis on me actually landing the chainsaw than otherwise, since I'm trading some of that more steady, consistent damage. That's a kill. We like those. When it works, it's really a thing of beauty. Shotgun swap. Got nothing on chainsaw. All I need is one good hit. Granted, expansions make it kind of hard, and you know, there can always be like netcode and collision things outside of that from time to time, and it takes a lot of like mindfulness about the spacing. You know, there's a lot of factors going into it, but I just need one good hit like that. Why are you not using your expansion? Did he not think I was gonna get that both times? Never doubt the chainsaw. Respect it. Respect the saw. I've made it this far using it for good reason. It's because it's good. It's because it's really good. I did immediately feel the, oh, he just popped. You're right. He did use it that round. Never mind. He did have assault armor, and he did try to pop me out of pulse armor. I forget. That's my, my goldfish brain kicking in. Speaking of goldfish brain, I mentioned the other day that a buddy of mine was like, you know what I haven't played in years? StarCraft 2. And that because it went free to play a few years back, we were like, yeah, let's play StarCraft sometime. We should do that because neither of us have played it in years. We had our little StarCraft date a couple days ago. Why have I not been playing that game? That game is so fun. Like, I used to love StarCraft 2. Like, way back. It was one of the first PC games I ever got into. And we played it, and it was just like, oh my god, this game still kicks ass. And it's funny, because I'm not even like an RTS guy. It's just StarCraft is good. Amazing game. I loved it, man. He bounced around. He played, we played, I think, 3 games, and I think he played one of every faction. I stuck to my my roots as a Terran main. Cultured Terran main, of course. To be fair, I just never learned how to play any of the other races because I thought the Marines and the vehicles and stuff were cool. But he apparently knew how to play all of them, at least somewhat. I think he played more StarCraft than I did back in the day. That shit hurts way more than I think it does. Those pulse guns do some damage, man. Oh, god damn it. I refuse to just hold that. God, they hurt. Oh my god. I'm dead. Oh, it's because he has the shoulder guns too. I was like, holy shit, these hurt. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's the shoulder guns. I did not mean to pause. Last truly good Blizzard game? When was StarCraft 2? Like 2014? I want to say. I think Overwatch was good. I think Overwatch has fallen a very long way from when it first came out. But I think Overwatch was a genuinely good game. It had its issues, but like it spawned a whole genre that's still trying to be cashed in. Not genre, like subgenre of like the hero shooter thing really, really taking off. And like it's still going. Like people are still trying to imitate like the core aspects of Overwatch today. It's because it was great. It's fallen in a way that StarCraft never did. To be fair, it's because they stopped supporting StarCraft like way before they should have. Like, you can definitely imagine that if StarCraft had gone through like consistent balance passes and overhaul updates and like additions over the years, that it would have ended up getting kind of the same, or having the same fate. That's what I want to say. It would have gone down the same road, at least I think. I genuinely feel like the only reason that StarCraft didn't go down that route is just because they, for whatever reason, gave up on it so quickly. Because like the game performed really well, but they just kind of dropped it. They just kind of didn't push it. Overwatch, they just don't know when to quit, clearly. With the changes that came out the other day. Team Fortress 2 is different. Team Fortress 2 is an entirely different genre from Overwatch, and some people think that that's a weird thing to say. But it genuinely, like, Overwatch comes from MOBA roots, and Team Fortress comes from arena shooter roots. They're not comparable, in my mind. Like, they're comparable in the sense of they have characters with different weapons and abilities. But that's about where the similarities end. Drop the rockets? No. I think I should have more rockets. If only I had more weight capacity. Diablo 2, StarCraft 2. Diablo, hear me out. Hear me out. Because I'm going to say it again. I've said it a lot over the last year, and I'm going to say it again. And there's going to be people who are going to disagree, but I hold this opinion so strongly. Diablo 4 was fantastic. For that first month, it was genuinely so good. Content rich, good endgame. Endgame needed some expansion, but what was there was great. Very few people were even getting to endgame in the first month anyway. Great build variety. Needed some work, but really good. Good item variation. Like, there was very distinct identities. Some of the balancing was a little wonky, but like game at launch, right? Whatever. We balance patch it. Diablo 4, the thing that fucked it was that Season 1 balance update that came out right before Season 1 did. That Season 1 balance update was absolutely where things fell apart. When they, instead of buffing the stuff that wasn't as good, decided to nerf the really good stuff that actually felt viable at endgame. That was when things went crazy. Diving into the endgame revealed a slog. I don't feel like it was that bad. Like, it was kind of bad. But, okay, I skipped Diablo 3, so I don't have that comparison. But as, like, an avid Diablo 1 and 2 fan, Diablo 4's endgame felt... I mean, Diablo 1 doesn't have an endgame. Just flat out, it doesn't exist. And Diablo 4's endgame felt pretty much the same way that Diablo 2's did. So I didn't really understand that. Like maybe Diablo 3 is where that comparison came from. I wouldn't know. But a lot of people were like saying that Diablo 2 was the GOAT when talking about it. It has a very, yeah, the reason I never played it was when it came out, it was like, don't play it. Word of mouth was just skip it. Not worth the buy. Bubbles really eat the AP. The bubbles hit really hard, and I can't play distance, right? Like the way that you would counter that is like hold back, but my build is only effective within like 150 meters. So if I ever come up against something where the solution is hang back, it's not an option for me. I've just got to kind of do what I can, try to make it happen. That's the one thing that really screws this build is builds that like if you sit too close, you're just gonna get eaten. That's like the hard counter for Mad Chainsaw. Oh, he's using the what's it called? Give me a second. Therapist. I didn't charge. Ooh, ow. That means no expansion, though.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
It didn't charge that whole time? Oh my god. That, like, it was already gonna be a sketchy saw. I thought it was charging. God damn it. God damn it. But yeah, I hold strong to like Diablo 4 was great. Just the balance was so weirdly misdirected. And the thing is too, everyone loved Diablo 4 for that first month. Until like popular opinion after the patch became like game is bad and was always bad. And I've talked about like the influencer effect, for lack of a better term, within gaming fandoms before. But it really did feel like, oh, my favorite streamers and YouTubers are now saying that the game was always shit. And I agree. You know, I'm Asmon pilled on Diablo 4 now. I've also talked about, I was always kind of indifferent towards Asmongold, but Diablo 4 was like the first thing that I was kind of like, oh, this guy is kind of an ass. I go to the store and when I come back, Cole has dropped 2 more F-bombs, dirty mouth day. He's given up on being good for the YouTube gods. I haven't been getting limited for it as much recently. I've been looser with it, and YouTube has also been looser with it. So it's kind of worked out. You hit max rank at a good pace. I feel like the thing with Diablo 4 is it's very clear that like intended experience for casual play is to play to like level 70. So if we talk about the pacing up to that point, it's great. Everything after level 70, at least to me, always felt like it was very clearly just, this is here if you are like among the very hardcore who want to squeeze every last bit of optimization out of a build, which is me. Which is me.
AP at 30%.
But that's where the pacing starts to become an issue, is like post 70, like 70 to 100 is the problem. But I've talked about like, you know, I've talked a lot about it. The whole like 95% of gamers don't play games the way that we do. Like if you watch gaming content on YouTube, you're already in like the top 30% of the most dedicated gamers out there in terms of just like, you know, how that demographic works. Like this is just, at least that's the way that the AAA industry views it, because that's the numbers that they have reflect that sort of like, if you're even watching content on the game outside of the game, you're already like top 25-30% of the gaming audience in terms of like dedication and just how much passion you have for it, I guess. Like most people just kind of buy the game that looks fun, they play it for a little bit and then they drop it. So there's always like two sides of evaluating a game. Like the hardcore stuff is fair when it comes to like that side of the community, but it's with like Diablo, at least to me, it really felt like once you get up to like World Tier 3, that's when they have kind of expected the casuals to drop. Shit, I haven't won yet. Terminal armor. I genuinely thought that was the match. Okay, we're good. Gets attention from people who agree with him and attention from people who oppose him. Yeah, that's why it's the stronger of a reaction you evoke from either side, the more engagement you're gonna get, the more that your shit gets pushed. And because he's so like unapologetic in his stances on anything, like he's just kind of that guy who's like, this is what I think, I don't care what you think. Or actually, he's, to more accurately describe Asmongold, this is what I think, and if you disagree, it's because you're a fucking idiot. But that only adds to it, because then he pisses people off by saying that. People tell him that they're pissed off by that. They drop dislikes. Those are valid forms of engagement, by the way. Dislikes? Do you know what YouTube says when you get a dislike? YouTube says there is like a 0% chance that people are botting dislikes. So dislikes are almost every single time, like 999 times out of 1,000, a dislike is a genuine form of engagement from a real human being. That is a very valuable form of engagement. It, like, one dislike carries more weight algorithmically than one like, because likes are so widely botted and it's so easy for people to bot likes on their channel. Dislikes, you could equally bot them, but no one's going to do that. And YouTube knows that. And most platforms work like this, that have like downvotes, by the way. Downvotes, dislikes, whatever. This is typically how that works. If you actually dislike something so much to the point where you want to leave a dislike to hurt it in the algorithm. And by the way, I only serve to get hurt by saying this, for the record. This serves me no positive to say it out loud and to put it out there, because so few people know it. If you want to hurt something in the algorithm, the best thing you can do is not engage with it at all. If you don't click on the video, the click-through rate goes down. If it was presented to you and you just don't watch it because you are like, oh, this person is being an ass about something, that hurts it more than anything. If you're curious enough to click on it, you've already given it something. The longer that you watch it, the higher the watch time goes, the more that you give it. If you dislike it, YouTube says, oh, that's a real human being engaging with this. You've given it even more. If you genuinely hate something so much to the point where you want to hurt it in the algorithm, the best thing you can do is just not engage with it whatsoever. Oh, that was Rymus? I didn't even notice because I was on tangent. Tangent? GG. How's the comment section on the Twin Snake video? A fucking nightmare. You wouldn't believe. I had the balls to say, It's worse than the original. It's a bad remake, but like it's an okay game. The comments are a nightmare. Absolute shit show. As expected. As expected. We knew this would happen. People are mad that you didn't hate it. Yes. People are mad that I didn't say the game is like a dumpster fire. And the comments are... They read, not all of them, but a lot of them read very fanboyishly. Where the comments really are like, I don't like this video because you have a different opinion than I do. I'm surprised you didn't hate it more. It's inferior and it disrespected the OG. It didn't disrespect the OG. Kojima supervised the project. Everything that happened in that game went through him. Ow. It is definitely like, I think the original is better. I said it in the video. I scored it lower, like a good bit lower. But I've seen a lot of people say like, yeah, it's disrespectful to the original. And I'm like, how could it be? When the creator was like writing off on all the changes in this game. Only, what, a few years after? Made sure it was inferior. I feel like it's crazy to imply that he would intentionally sabotage the game just to make his version better. I have opened up my dashboard. The most recent comment on the video is joking about how the word FAP is in my thumbnail, which was completely unintentional. But if you look at the thumbnail, just with the way that I did the masking and the logo placement and stuff, it does actually say FAP on the thumbnail, hilariously. Wasn't intended. I didn't even know about it until the comments pointed it out. But it is there. I'm not changing it because it's funny. The other most recent comment, this game is an unfettered trash fire. The MGS2 features break the game, and the cutscenes and dialogue are atrocious. What's the second most recent? Let me grab more than just the one recent example. He says, I talked about this when we were playing Metal Gear Solid 1 the other day. The next comment, Sniper Wolf's death scene is one of my all-time favorite gaming moments, and changing that scene, particularly by removing the best is yet to come, bothers the hell out of me. I talked about it the other day. It's very funny. In that game, they didn't remove the best is yet to come. The song is still in the game, and the song still plays in every single scene that it played in during the original game. What they did is they changed the portion of the song that plays in game. Instead of playing the intro with like the singing, like the kind of weird like chanty kind of singing, they took that out and replaced it with the bit where it's finger picking an acoustic guitar. It's the same song. They didn't even re-record the best is yet to come. They just changed the part that plays, and so many people think that it's a different song. And it's wild, because I'm like, have they listened to the song? Do they know? Like, outside of the game, have they listened to it? Because, to be fair, I wouldn't have known if I didn't, like, listen to the game soundtracks completely on their own when editing the videos. For doing, like, the music mixing and stuff on them, right? I honestly wouldn't know either if that weren't the case. But it really makes me wonder how many people who say that it's like a song that is so formative and important to the original, it makes me wonder how many of those people have even listened to the song. Because it's there every single time that they say it's not. It's just a different part of the same song. And the voice acting thing is weird, considering that it's the entire original cast returning, and yet like across the board they're kind of just doing a worse job. I don't know what happened there, but there's definitely something weird that happened there. I think Otacon falling down during the Sniper Wolf scene, I felt like it made it better, but like, I know a lot of people say that Otacon was changed to be like played for comedy in every scene, which I also didn't really notice when I played, but maybe it's just because I haven't played the original as many times. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Otacon. I didn't feel like he fell down in that scene because like, oh, it's funny that he tripped and fell. I thought it was fairly clearly like that he was like panicking and struggling while she was bleeding out. You know, which kind of makes sense in the context of the scene. At least that's how I saw it. I could just be wrong. Kojima wasn't directing them. He didn't direct them either time. So I don't know what happened. Because I know that the it could just be that the directors for it were different. I can't remember the name of the guy who did the English translation of the original script, but he was the one who was working with the voice talents in terms of like directing them. Because Kojima, even nowadays, his English is very, like, it's conversational, but it's not great. Hence why whenever he makes an appearance, he brings a translator. His English just isn't very good. And 20 years back, it would have only been worse. I don't think Kojima ever worked directly with the voice talent like that. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know that for sure in terms of like later entries by any means, but I know that in the original Metal Gear Solid, at least, with like the whole, there's actually like a mini documentary on the guy who did the English translation that I watched a good bit of. I didn't watch the entirety of it, but I watched most of it. And I know that he was the one working with the voice talents a lot of the time. He fears the chainsaw. Come here. Speaking of documentary about Kojima, I still haven't watched it, but that Disney Plus documentary on him, I'll have to watch down the line. Probably after I finish playing like the Solid games and Death Stranding. Because like I could watch it now, but I don't feel like I would enjoy it as much watching it right now as I would after having finished like that much of his portfolio. You can't watch it now? Why? Was it a timed thing? Did they remove it? Hold on. Is my Disney Plus logged in? I haven't used it in a long time. It's Yan with a plasma thrower. It is not logged in. Did they remove it? Oh, it's not out yet? I thought it was out. When does it come out? Come here. Wow. Why did the sound glitch out like that when I fired the missiles? Your oscillator boost canceling is very scary. Now, please stop doing it. Por favor. That's Spanish for please. Oh, it's out in like a few days. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until I finish like the review series and potentially Death Stranding if I end up playing it. I currently think I'm going to. But I do want to watch it. Fuck. Come here, chainsaw burr. Come here. I love this thing. This is the greatest weapon in the game. It's just a fact. It's just the best weapon in the game. Also GG. Mad chainsaw go burr. Man, the A ranks slow down a lot. They're gonna do that rank reset soon. Not reset, they're gonna bump everyone down a full letter. I'm not hurt at all. I'm not hurt at all by needing to go back through the B ranks. I'm hurt by needing to reclimb the A ranks. That's what I'm worried about. Having a stroke. It's also terrifying. The chainsaw is terrifying. It really is just, if one good hit connects, it's a round win. The only exception is against like tank builds, where it's 2 good hits connect, and that's a round win. Multiplayer with mechs. Man, Titanfall. I can't believe, oh, speaking of tank builds. This is a weird one. Attaché. Dual wield. It's gonna hurt. It's not gonna stagger me though. Although, was that stun needles on the shoulders? That might be what those are for. Come here. Come here. Entire circus. Oh, there's a grenade launcher. Oh no, it's the big slow rockets. Ah. Scared of the chainsaw now. Do not kick me. I saw that wind up. Oof, that hurt.
At 30%.
Oh, thank God, that was really close. Did we get another GTA 5 stream? People weren't really liking the GTA 5 stuff. I mean, you know, I measurement-wise, I'm not so much going off of like people saying they do or don't like it. It's just, you know, the numbers over that many streams tell like a very distinct story. Where there's streams like Metal Gear Solid where it's like high views and high average watch duration. Like every time that someone opens the stream, they stay for a longer amount of time than usual. And then there's like the GTA stuff where it's like low views and lower watch time, like per view. And it's like, okay, people just aren't interested, slash when they do show up, it's not really enough to keep them there for a while, even if they are interested enough to click. How are the numbers for Elden Ring? They were at about the same point that like the DMC numbers are. So like about average. DMC is like the midpoint numbers. And then like right now, the Ace Combat and the Metal Gear streams are like the high numbers. Let me actually, because historically on my channel, Elden Ring always performs well as a VOD. Yep, it's still true. The Elden Ring stream has more than doubled views as a VOD. As in, like, you know, after the stream took place, it has more than doubled its views. Which also, speaking of streams that do that, the Devil May Cry streams also do that, where they get way more views as videos after the fact than most streams do on my channel. Would be 100% if you 100%'d Skywalker. I did. They added stuff on the last day, and I said, no, I'm done. I've done what I set out to do. The live stream or the VOD? I think for live streams, the stream itself. Attaché rematch. Now for the important numbers, how is Tekken 8? Also about average. Well, actually, okay, Tekken 8 has like average view count numbers, like the same amount of people who are interested in my streams as is typical. Tekken 8 notably has very high retention. Like when people do click, they stay for a lot longer on the Tekken streams. I think it's just because Tekken 8 is really fun to watch. Like if I ever open a Tekken 8 video to have on my second monitor while I'm working, I have noticed over time that I'm much more distracted because I'm just watching the fight. Like, it's supposed to be there as background noise for me to just work with, but it ends up being like, I just want to watch this fight real quick. Oh shit, really? See, the match freezing is annoying. It's way more annoying when it freezes like on one of the 2 exact moments in the entire match that I actually earn my win. We make it work. But seriously, fuck this game's netcode. I would have expected VOD would be more impact because it's more like a video. I just find that I think the reason that VODs don't snowball the way that videos do is probably because they're so long. And since they're not like curated or edited and it's kind of just based on how things went that day during the stream in terms of like how good the VOD ends up being, keeping people there for like 3.5 hours to watch is not really something that happens on the VODs. Whereas like the MGS2 video does great because it's really long. It's like an hour long, but it's edited in such a way where it's kind of made to be watched for the entire hour, like optimized for it, right? I was gonna say 7 AP in a dream, but it was never gonna happen. Get minimal views after the fact. It depends on the game for me. It really, like, it varies mostly based on the game for me. Like DMC, super high. Elden Ring, super high. A lot of other stuff, really not much of anything as VOD. But those two particularly do really well as VOD. Speaking of Tekken, by the way, we're doing another open lobby on Tuesday. I haven't posted like the actual community posts, like the formal heads up. But I mentioned it yesterday too. I have it on my calendar for Tuesday, just so everyone knows. If you want to try your luck against the bear, that's when. Next opportunity is Tuesday. Normal stream time, of course. Fuck me. God damn it. He can have it. I didn't earn it. Those machine guns are really not good. I stand by the new machine guns. At least in PvP, they're not the move. I could see them being good in PvE, maybe. Same with shoulder gatling. I don't know if they're good in PvE at all, but PvP, they're not. They're just not it. They're not good. They've got damage. Like, it beat me that last match. But really, the grenade launcher was what was killing me way more than the machine guns. Because the grenade launcher hits like a truck and it staggers me. So you get so much value out of getting a good hit with it compared to just the machine guns, which are like, I'm doing damage slowly but surely. No stagger, maybe I'll win. Who knows? It works on a tank because the tank lives long enough to get some value out of damage over time. Coral Oscillator, Shoulder Cannon, Karasawa, Coral Missile. It's a combo. Pulse Armor. Pain. Well, that hit. Not Thursday, Tuesday. The first T day. 2 days from today. Tuesday. That hits me. Fuck. I thought it was gonna go higher because of where I was when he activated it. I was clearly wrong. I like that. I like that he just ate the saw. I like it a lot. Huh? What? This game needs some netcode now. What the? I won, but like, what? What did I just watch? My chainsaw phased right through his back. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Let's not hit the whole combo here, bud. Uh-oh. The sound of the coral missile just going around doing its thing is super spooky. Please. Oh my god, I barely did it. The coral missile just about killed me. That was a good one. That was a very close finish. 100 AP and a dream. Oh my god. That one was a little scary. Whew. But I win. Should have put milkshake on the poll. It's so funny. The one time that I did a poll that was like, do you dip your fries in like milkshake / ice cream? Every European in chat was like, what? What is this question? This is the most American question I've ever been asked in my life. They were all like, that sounds so disgusting. That sounds awful. And I was like, you should really try it sometime because I don't do it, but like it is good. I don't do it because I don't get like milkshakes or ice cream ever at like fast food places. Or really in general, it's so rare. It's so rare that I get a milkshake or ice cream. I don't eat much ice cream ever because I have a crazy tooth sensitivity problem. So ice cream is just like, it tastes great, but it's incredibly painful to eat. And then milkshakes are just like, they're good, but it's so rare that I'm like, yeah, let's have like almost half of my daily diet in just one drink. Let's do that. That sounds great. Terminal armor is on a lightweight build. Terminal armor is chainsaw food. I love this man all of a sudden. In milkshake, I had milkshake with bacon once, like a bacon milkshake or just with bacon. I've heard of bacon milkshake. I've never dared to try it. I really like ice cream. I like ice cream a lot taste-wise. It just hurts my teeth so bad that it's not worth it. I never eat it. The one time that I have it is like a good scoop of like vanilla ice cream with like an apple pie. Like at Thanksgiving was probably the last time I had ice cream. Because, you know, like apple pie, good Thanksgiving food. And just a scoop of vanilla ice cream like with that. And you put it like on the pie and it gets like warmed up and kind of melty to where it doesn't hurt my teeth like that. And it's delicious. Like ice cream is great.
At 30%.
In London. Bacon milkshake, like I have seen it a couple times. I've just never dared. Chocolate milkshake with bacon bits on it. Interesting. I've just never dared to mix bacon with my milkshake. It sounds sketchy, sounds dangerous. I ate buttercream from a piping bag earlier today. Oh, I read that. I read piping as like an adjective, not as half of the noun that is piping bag. I get it. Who dares wins. In general with ice cream, and I've mentioned this before, my favorite flavor is vanilla. Because if it's good vanilla, like, you know, some vanilla, really what it should be called is just no flavor. Because some, like so many crappy vanilla flavors are just literally like, yeah, this is bland ice cream. But if it's like actual vanilla, like it has a good vanilla flavor to it, it's the best. Can't be beat. Like real vanilla is so good. Do you get more points for winning than losing in A rank? You do. One win is still worth 2 losses in A rank, which is why, despite the amount of losses that I take, I'm still like steadily climbing. Which actually, thank you for bringing this up. I think, at least like being at the second highest rank in the game, I feel like I can pretty definitively say that I don't know if AC6's rank system is very indicative of player skill. I think it is to a degree, but I feel like over time, even though I'm not like the best player, it really just feels like, yeah, if I put in enough time, I'll get to S rank. Like, it's not really a worry. As long as I'm paying some decent attention to the game while I play and I just keep playing, like, I'll get there. Because a win is worth 2 losses. You could win only like 50% of your matches in A rank and you will get to S rank. As long as you get 1 good win streak during your promotions, you're fine. That's all that like the promotions are the only time that it feels like it's really hard to climb the ranks. If the entire rank system was as punishing as the promotion matches, I think you'd have a system that is much more indicative of player skill. Because I really do not feel like I'm good enough at Armored Core PvP to get to the highest rank. I feel like I encounter so many people who are better players than me, who are smarter players than me, etc. And yet I'm still just steadily climbing. Because as long as I just squeeze out a solid handful of wins as I go, I make progress. Don't needs attention again. It's like a needy child. This whole making bread thing just kind of sounds like a pain in the ass. More than 1/3 wins you can get. Yeah, it's true. If you got a 40% win rate, you would eventually make it to S rank. It would take you a good amount of time, but that's all that you need is like a 35%, 40% win rate. You'll make it to S. The only time that you have to actually perform well is during promotion matches. Not to discredit anyone who has climbed to S rank, but absolutely to discredit myself being an A rank. I don't feel like an A rank player. If I'm being 100%, I feel like there are so many people who are leagues ahead of me who I have played on this game who are the same rank as me. And we only have one rank to go. Even if they did make that rank up, guess what? I'm going to make it too. And then I'm going to be in the top rank, and there's still going to be such a crazy disparity in terms of player skill in that top rank. There's going to be people like me. There's going to be people who just don't lose matches because they're great at like counterplay. You're going to have such a weird top rank. Anyone know if the MGS3 3DS port is any good? I do not know about Snake Eater 3D. I think it's called Snake Eater 3D. My knowledge of it is about the fact that it exists and that I think it's called Snake Eater 3D. That is big stagger. Do not hit me with that launcher. Don't appreciate that. Uh-oh. I hope you are ready to use pulse armor, friend. Or assault armor. I'm dead.
30%.
Avoid. Oh. Tuesday is a D-Day for me? A D-Day. Hold on. I need to read the rest of that. Well, I somehow baited the assault armor. Whoa.
50%.
I'm dead.
At 30%.
I'm not dead, somehow. Please. Yes. The local government is coming over on Tuesday to assess if my extension meets expansion. That makes sense. What is the D in D-Day? What does that stand for? Oh my god, I'm dead. Wait, he used his expansion? It's not Jover till it's Jover. It's Jover. It's Jover. I don't think there's many bad ports of MGS3 with my limited knowledge. I'm pretty sure it's one of those games that like there's not necessarily a perfect version. Actually, well, I don't know. To my understanding, I think the closest to a perfect version of MGS3 is Subsistence. Or is it Substance? I can't keep them straight. I think it's Subsistence. On the PS2. I think that's supposed to be the perfect, or at least the close to perfect version. But I think MGS3 is one of those games that whatever version you pick up, there's going to be like good things about that version that other games don't have. And there's going to be things that it's missing or like things that aren't quite as good. But overall, like most versions, I'm pretty sure are perfectly fine. It's a reference to D-Day in World War II. Okay. I was like, do they call it D-Day? Like the inspection thing? Just means day. Sure. Those pistols scare me. Oh, fuck. I can't. Ah, shit. Ben, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. PS5 port of Master Collection is solid. Doesn't have the visual bugs from other versions. I have not gone back to look. I don't know. Did you look into the like side-by-side comparison things at all that I was mentioning the other day? With like some of the effects either being like missing or like extra effects. Like we're talking, I don't know, like rain effects and stuff in MGS2, I know suffered a lot in later like HD versions. And since the Master Collection is using the HD port from Bluepoint of both 2 and 3, I think that 3 shares that similar problem, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know for sure that like the rain is one of the things that just looks significantly worse in like MGS2. Like in the tanker section. That's just one example that I do know like off the top of my head. There are a few things that aren't perfect. Yeah, it seems like there's no perfect version. Every version has like give and take to it. No swearing for 10 minutes on Armored Core Ranked. Are you kidding me? This is impossible. It doesn't seem like there's necessarily many bad versions of the game though. Because even though like for purists, they'll be like, oh, the rain looks worse. You can't play this version because like the rain is bad. The rain looking slightly worse than it otherwise would if you played the PS2 version isn't a big deal if it's your first time playing the game and that's just the version you go with because you want like other things like maybe native widescreen is worth having slightly worse rain to you, which like fair enough. I don't mind 4:3 at all, aspect ratio, but some people might want widescreen and they might be willing to trade some like super high quality rain effects for some pretty standard rain effects to get widescreen. Especially considering that in both of those games, guess what? It's not raining for the entire game. It's just certain parts of the game you'll have slightly worse rain. Like, it's one of those things that if you know, it might bother you, but if you don't, you just would never think about it. It seems like the Master Collection for MGS 2 and 3 is a pretty good version. I don't know about if it's the best. I think, honestly, there's not really an objective best or worst version of MGS 2 or 3 from what I can tell. Like, there's not one that's just like, yes, on paper, across the board, this is the one to play. It seems like there are just versions that will fit certain preferences more than others. Has a chance to be the definitive experience. Considering they're keeping the original script and voice acting and all that, assuming they don't do like crazy art style changes or anything weird, I think it probably will be. Aside from booting up a PS2. Yeah, like I know that when I do MGS3, I'm playing Snake Eater. I'm playing the very original. And there's one reason that I'm like super stubborn about playing it. It's because it's the only version of MGS3 that has its original fixed camera angles. Every other re-release got rid of them. If you want those camera angles, you have to go play Snake Eater. And I want those camera angles for the video. I want that to be the version of the game that I review because that's how the game released after it was first made. So I'm using that version. I'm also a bit of a simp for fixed camera. This is just kind of a known thing. I think fixed camera angles in games look amazing. Especially in games that are trying to have more of a cinematic flair, which I'm not saying if Metal Gear Solid is or isn't, but you know, you can be the judge of that one. Auto-equip best camo by tapping a button. I don't know much about the camo thing. I know it tends to be a complaint, and I know why. And from what I can tell, it kind of seems like there's no ideal solution to the camo problem. It seems that way. Don't you like DMC5? I think certain games, certain game genres especially, are more conducive to a fixed camera than others. And I've said it about DMC 1, 2, 3 as we've been playing for the streams, but there are moments where especially playing for like maximum rank, the camera actively hinders my gameplay. Seems great in Metal Gear Solid, but in something like DMC or Resident Evil, in Resident Evil, it is as good as I've ever seen it in a video game. If you have not played a fixed camera Resi, it's kind of something that you just have to experience, and then you'll be like, oh, actually, I get it. Because I feel like a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, that looks really not good. But when you play it, you're like, it looks great. It just works with like the game's pacing and mechanics. It doesn't get in the way of anything, right? In the old Resi games too, because they were horror games, even though nowadays they're not as scary in terms of like the pure horror compared to what we get these days. They were meant to be horror games. They were some of the first horror games ever made. They would do things like hiding a monster around a corner that you couldn't see, but you'd hear the sound effects before you could see them. And they would do shit like that. Oh, I forgot I had no swear. God, I didn't finish that word. Da doesn't count, for the record. It's not a swear word. I can say da all I want. YouTube doesn't care because it's not a swear. Take that, liberal. OG2 is better than 2 Remake. As a simp for the fixed cameras and for PS1 trilogy, the remake is better. But I still really love the original one. Both the original and the remake are in my top 3 games in the whole series. So it's not from disliking one version or the other. It's just that they're both in the top 3, and 2 Remake just so happens to be number 1 on that ranking. I thought that was assault armor. It freaked me out. I did not need to use the bubble. Bollocks is not a swear word. Bollocks does not, that's not a swear word. A 5-year-old here, at least in the US, we don't treat it as such because we just don't say it. If like a 4-year-old in preschool said bollocks, no one would bat an eye. It would just be kind of funny because it would be like, why is this 4-year-old talking like they're British? Like that's all that people would think if that were to happen. Whereas if a 4-year-old starts dropping the F-bomb consistently in preschool, you're like, who are your parents? Why do you talk like this? Can't even say it right. I say it perfectly. I'm thinking really hard about this. Oh. Are you just trying to get me to say Z? Is that all this is? Is that all this is? Or Claire B, Leon B? The thing with RE2 Remake that's really strange in terms of scenarios, it's fine that they have Claire A and B. For me, what's weird is that they're not different. Like Claire A and Claire B are the same game, but with a different starting point. That's it. Like that's the big issue with scenarios in 2 Remake. It's fine that they're there. But you know what I never do when I play the remake is play the B scenarios, because why would I? Frankly, it's the same thing. Just they add in an extra pistol and they start you in a different spot. That's the big fail on the remakes part. The remake has a couple big issues like that, like as a remake. Like just not doing the alternate scenarios for me is a big fail, although I get it, like it would have been really expensive. So like, sure. And then the lack of the zapping system as well. Like not having things like, oh, here are 2 items. You can take one as Claire, and then when you play as Leon, you'll get the other one. Like that stuff was great in the original when you were doing like both sides of the story. It's just not in the remake. I feel like that's nowhere near as expensive to implement or anything. It doesn't take an insane amount of dev time. You could have thrown in a couple of those to spice up the A and B scenarios, but like they didn't. They just left that on the cutting room floor. The other in my top 3, because the original RE2 is my number 3. It's my 3rd favorite out of all. The other in my top 3, I'm dead. You know what? Fair enough. I shouldn't have sat that close knowing he had assault armor. Is RE1 Remake is my 2nd favorite out of all of them. I feel like, you know, Lisa Trevor and stuff like that gets a little far away from the spirit of the original, but everything else is just so good. Like that's just pure old school Resident Evil. The balancing, insane. Like the difficulty balance is so good. It's so good. The level design, immaculate. Just amazing. The atmosphere, good lord. RE1 Remake is so good. It's a very close second. And every time that I replay it, I like it a little more, is something that I find. Like every couple years when I go back to give it another run, it gets bumped up a little bit each time. I feel like eventually it has a very strong chance to just become my favorite overall over 2Make. But for now, it's not quite there. Even though I feel like in a few years, it probably will be there. Oh, I can say shit now. Shit. Oh, okay, it's not assault armor, thank God. My heart is just starting to sink every time I see the wind up and I'm mid chainsaw. He's gonna win this round. I was gonna say there's a chance. No, oh, I didn't line it up right. I just let it rip. It didn't activate. 283. It might be on cooldown, maybe? There might be a weirdly long cooldown on it that I didn't intend for. I might have thrown in the wrong value or something. Kiting builds. Damn you. Totally intended it. No, normally I have it to where the cooldown is as long as the redeem. That's normally how I do it. I can look at it. He might be on like promotions or very close. We all know that kiting builds are for bitches though. Everyone knows it. It's okay. It's just true. Where is... There it is. How many minutes? Oh, yeah, my math was bad. My math was bad. That's why. It is like when I set it up, I just did the math wrong. It clearly is supposed to be a 10-minute cooldown, But because the cooldowns are measured in seconds, not minutes, the math is off. I can fix it. Because it's weird. Like, I was like, it's the only redeem that's like that. So I definitely didn't mean to do it that way. You know what? I missed, but I scared the bubble out of him. I see this as a win. He's running because he's a bitch. Come on. Oh, it's so Jover. It's so Jover. No way! Have I changed it? Not yet. Give me a minute. I can't pause, Mom. It's an online game. You don't understand. No, I can't wash the dishes right now. Come here. Man, this chainsaw is just not lining up on him. Like, it wouldn't have hit much there, but it seems to not want to line up at all. I'm gonna be dead when we wake up. Or not. Or not. Did you eat your beans, Jin? I'm still so... It wasn't beans. It was, peas. It was a giant bowl, like a heaping bowl of just peas. I'm still so, like, I don't know what that was. His character ending just being him in Yakushima with June and her giving him this giant bowl of peas that he just sits down and starts munching on. It's like one of the weirder character endings for sure. It's just strange. Peas, just a giant bowl of peas, like huge. Words can't do it justice. It was massive. Some people are like, I mean, it might not be that weird. It was huge. And he was just eating like heaping spoonfuls, just so many at a time, like big mouthfuls of peas. It's not even a good meal. Your body doesn't get a whole lot from that. You need something, you know, you need a balanced diet. You can't just have peas. It doesn't work like that. Like, peas are good for you, sure. But not if you exclusively eat peas, Jin. It's just not how you stay healthy. It's not how you kill the devil gene. You're not gonna beat Kazuya just eating a straight diet of peas. You know why? Because Kazuya eats meat. Because Kazuya is a Chad. He eats a proper diet. Proper muscle man diet. Have you seen him? That's why he looks like that. It's like a Greek god shirtless. If a Greek god was also going to like absolutely whoop your ass. He wasn't just shredded. He was built for it. He's like a malicious Greek god. He's gonna kill you with his bare hands. And his giant chest, probably. Please kill. It's not even close. He has so much defense on this. And those Echigens are good. You know why I know that they're good? Because I use them, because they're the best. God damn it. You know that the build is good when I'm sitting here complaining that I only got like 8,000 AP off of my big punish. I'm like, oh, it's not enough damage. When I hit him for 8,000 in one attack. That's when you know that the build is strong. when that's enough for me to cry about. Kazuya definitely eats a Chad diet. Have you seen his shoe collection? Have you seen his strong woman? His character ending was still my favorite for sure. Oh, although Panda taking over the Mishima Zaibatsu is also a pretty funny character ending. Like, that's a good one. The construction of the Panda World theme park. Panda saying that they're devoting their entire budget to bringing world peace. I don't like this build. I don't want to play against this. But I have to. We're just gonna have to find a way to kill it. That's all. I'm not happy that I have to, but it must be done. That didn't hit me. That's bullshit. This is a bad idea. He didn't have any of his punishes ready. I lucked out. I super lucked out. So annoyed right now. Have you seen what I have to play against? Top 10%? Very likely. Who knows? I can't see my percentage. But probably. Especially, is that top 10% of everyone who has played a ranked match? Or of everyone who owns Armored Core 6? Because that changes the answer. Like a lot. If it's everyone who owns the game, then absolutely yes. Everyone who played ranked, who knows? Yeah, I can't measure that. Of the game ever, then yeah. Then yeah. Definitely. Very noticeably, this game sold millions of copies, and there are not millions of players on ranked PvP. So considering that I'm the second highest rank out of the people playing PvP, and so few of the total player base are playing it, then yes, definitely. I'm losing this match though. He's still, yeah, even if I got the stagger, which I was gonna try to just really pull out of it. Obviously has to be ranked. I don't see why. I went out and bought the 2.4 gigahertz 8-bit-do controller. But for some reason, unlike every other BitDo controller, it doesn't have Linux support. Return it. I don't even like 8-bit-do. You know why? You know why? The one product that I've ever bought from them, the one, okay? It broke in less than a year. And not even with extended use, it was a Switch purchase. I played like a whole 3 games front to back on it and it broke. Like 3 single player games and it broke. They play a little and then stop. That's normally, most people do play the game, but they only play like a few hours and they don't actually even finish it. So if we're talking that, then absolutely I'm in the top 10. Just on ranked, like maybe, I would say probably not, but not that far away either. If we're talking like just people who play ranked. or who have played ranked, I guess. I hate that gun. Hate it so much. I hate that it goes off even if it doesn't hit me and hits me with the splash.
At 30%.
Super annoying. Or is it hitting me? Hold on, are these direct hits? That was a, yeah, okay. It's the netcode, it's not the gun. I was like, because a couple have whizzed past me. Those are hitting me. Those are hitting direct. Crazy. Crazy. At least it's very nice to see the tank builds really dying out post nerf. I say nerf post patch, post them getting fixed.
At 30%.
No, that hitting me in time was not okay. That one hurt a lot. Ow. Ow. I'm losing a lot of rank points. We're on a bad stretch. Is it me? Am I the problem? I can't be the problem because I'm a gamer. It's never the player's fault. It's always that the game is bad. This is true. It's a well-known fact. I'm glad that we've established it's not me. I'm glad we all came to this conclusion collectively. Everyone agrees. No one disagrees. It's the game's fault, not mine, that I'm losing rank points. This guy is scary. I've beaten him. So I will I'll go with it. I don't have my hard lock turned on. That's a bad start for me. That's a very bad start. He wasted his... That's good. Chat, we're so back. We are so... Oh, I'm dead. We're not dead. He whiffed it, and I'm dead. There was a chance after he wasted the assault armor. You really can't just throw it out for like a combo on or against the Mad Chainsaw. Your expansion needs to be to block the chainsaw when you play against this build. If you try to use it other ways, it's just not going to work for you. Unless you do this. Unless you, yeah, extend stagger, that will do it. Are unmatched in terms of D-pad? That's false. It's not true. Because the PS5 D-pad exists. And it's great. Well, actually, the PS1 D-pad still exists. But the PS5 is a second. Definitely. It's a great D-pad. So good. Such a good D-pad. Love that thing. This little fucking thing, what I got on this though, don't love this. Bad D-pad. Bad D-pad. The Series controller D-pad is a lot better. Xbox D-pads are normally bad. The Series controller that I recently had to buy, much better. And might I just say, now that it is just known that I have played Ace Combat 6, also I know this guy. Now that we're just all on the same page about that, amazing that they made it so that the series controllers are back compatible. You can just natively sync the Series X controller to an Xbox One. I did it. That's why I bought it, was because when I moved, I don't know where my Xbox One controller has gone. So I had to buy a new one to record that video. And the series controller just works on the last generation system, just natively. Shit, he won this. Told you about the Series D-pad. It's still not as good as a PlayStation D-pad. The issue with it is that it's clicky. If you're going to do an omnidirectional D-pad like that, if you're gonna do a wheel pad, if you will, that's what I like to call them for fun, it needs to be smooth. Having it be clicky is weird, but it's leagues ahead of what we got for the Xbox One and especially the Xbox 360. I would put the 360 as the worst D-pad I've ever played with, personally. Just awful.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
What? That's horse shit. God damn this connection. I was clutching up and then it did that. GG though. 360 D-pad isn't as bad as what they got on the 3DS. 3DS doesn't count. 3DS is a baby system for babies. Much like the Nintendo Switch, am I right? Everyone agreed. Everyone. Baby console for babies. For babies. Glad we're all on the same page. I mean, it's fine. It's solid. I was thinking of the sticks, my bad. The sticks on the 360 controllers weren't great either. You're gonna be playing a 3DS game in a couple weeks. I don't know what you're talking about. The Easy Mobile, that's what you've named this? Easy Gaming? I just saw a sticker on the shoulder that says Easy Gaming. Let's see. How easy is the Easy Machine? Well, that's some damage for sure. That's some good pressure it's got. But can it out damage and outpace the real Easy Machine? Oh, you bitch, you threw me off. Bastard. Oh, it's a pile bunk build. Okay. I didn't even notice the bunker was there. I thought that was armor, not I thought it was pulse armor rather, not assault armor. Uh-oh. 360 D-pad is atrocious. It's so bad. Anyone who has ever tried to like play a game actually using the 360 D-pad as like a primary control function gives me shivers. Gives me chills thinking about it. Yet you're not big into racing games? There's a very simple answer to this. I'm not interested in cars. I know, I have a penis and yet no car interest. It's wild, unheard of almost, but I really don't have an interest in them.
AP at 30%.
Oh, no, Okay, maybe it is the easy machine. No swearing again? Why? I had what racing games were on my PS1? I actually didn't have like Gran Turismo or like Ridge Racer or anything. I had Crash Team Racing, which we all know is one of the greatest racing games ever made. It's not a different genre. Kart Racer, never heard of it. It's a racing game. I had what's it called? I had a NASCAR game of some sort on the original Xbox, not on the PS1. But like some official like NASCAR branded racing game on the original Xbox. It wasn't that great, at least from what I thought. My Xbox One came with Forza Motorsport 5, and I thought that was like cool. But I was mostly playing it like when the Xbox One came out. A, because I got it for free with the system, because they were packaging the system with it at the time. And B, because the graphics were insane. Like, you know, Microsoft really uses Forza as like a, hey, look what this new console can do kind of game. Boring cars are boring? No, cars are just boring. They're just not that cool. Like, you know what's way cooler than cars? Planes. Jets. Everything that people like about cars is present in a plane, but just way cooler. You guys, has anyone heard that that expression that car dudes are just the male equivalent of horse girls? Enough said. If you hadn't heard it, you have now thought to yourself, that is one of the truest statements I've ever heard, and I will never look at it any other way. I'm talking about real cars. Like what? Like what? It's a really dumb take. It's a hilarious take because of how true it is. The truth factor, like the funny because it's true thing really comes into play here. Ryan has a pretty car. Yeah, I'm talking like guys who really nerd out about like internals and stuff on cars. It's like the car, I get like racing can be cool. How many girls own a horse? Not as many as dudes own cars. That's true. This is a fair point. This is a fair point. I kind of hate analog triggers. Analog triggers are pretty cool. They just have to be like actually put to use to be any good. Don't yuck someone else's yuck. I'm just saying. I'm not a car guy. I'm not a car guy. And you guys have some similarities to the horse girls. I said what I said. Horse girl like want to be horses. Car guys aren't like that. I'm shooting a message out real quick. I have just asked my my friend who is the most into cars out of anyone I know, like ridiculously into cars, obsessively so, if he could become a race car, would he? I will wait for a response. I will now wait. I have a feeling what this answer will be, but we will. There's two answers I'm gonna get. He's either gonna say absolutely, like in no question, yes, or he's gonna be like, why are you asking me this? He's gonna be like, what is this question? We'll see which one I get, but it's gonna be one of those two. It definitely won't be no. If anything, it won't be no.
AP at 50%.
Ow. Transformers don't do shit in car form.
30%.
The Transformers who turn into cars don't. But now what about like Starscream? Or the ones that become dinosaurs? Or the one, I can't remember his name, but the one who becomes like an attack helicopter. What about those? It's going to end his friendship with you. He's online. He's on his computer actively right now. He has not responded yet. If he does not respond, then our friendship will be brought into question. I love Starscream. Starscream is like one of the 3 Transformers that I know by name. Actually, okay, there's 4. There's 4 that I know by name. I lied. I know Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Starscream. Toasters are... what else? What were the other, like, useless transformations that were in the Michael Bay ones? Wasn't there one that became, like, a boombox? Rue, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Wasn't there a boombox one? Like, what are you gonna do as a boombox? What is the advantage of becoming a boombox? The toaster. The toaster is good. Soundwave. Is that the name? There's... Why a boombox? This guy's on his promotions. All right, what's the over-under on the guy on his promotions winning? He could haul cargo? Where? The boombox? You watched the original 80s series? I have not seen the... I've seen like the first 3 Michael Bay movies. And the only one of them that I've seen as recently as like in the last 8 years or so is the original one. Drop a sick beat. All right, fair, fair. Oh, Optimus Prime can haul cargo. Oh, as in like a useful thing that they can do in car form. I mean, sure. What cargo are they hauling? They're walking death machines. What cargo do they need to carry? Ooh, ow. They are the cargo. That screwed me up. I need to bait the assault armor. This is very winnable. This guy goes straight for the assault armor. I just noticed that his emblem says Armored Core 3 Veteran. This has now become a match of new gen versus old gen Armored Core players. We're proving something here. He's smarter than I thought. He is a redshift enjoyer. I take it back. He should not have done that. He just lost the match doing that. That one assault armor lost him the game. Your expansion is that important. When you use it, will win or lose the match. Genuine, especially against the Mad Chainsaw. If you mistime that expansion, it will kill you. Because if you use it and get no effect against this build, I earn a 10,000 AP confirmed hit. Boomboxes were so in culture in the 80s. Oh, I guess. He had tapes that would come out of his tape slot, and one of them was an attack bird. The other was a dog. Oh, in the Michael Bay movie, wasn't he just like kind of played for comedy? Optimus does use a cargo bed to carry weapons. Transformer weapons? Were they other Transformers? Are those the weapons we're talking about? Are there Transformers that turn into like swords? Is there a katana Transformer? Maybe railgun Transformer? Mobile railgun Transformer? That could work, right? I think that could work. I just like to imagine that every single like inanimate object in the Transformers universe is actually a sentient being that just turns into that object. That's how I like to look at it. There is one that turns into a gun. Wonderful. That's all I needed to know. Come here. Death awaits. Chainsaw up the ass. And then Soundwave would shoot it? What? Wait. Is Soundwave not really small in the old Transformers series? Like he is in the Michael Bay movie, where he's like a little mini Transformer? Because, you know, he transforms to be the size of a normal everyday boombox. Is he just a really huge boombox in the original? Is he like a boombox the size of a Transformer? There's a bit of reality breaking logic. Wait. So is he a giant robot that turned into a normal size boombox? Is that, if you say reality breaking? When he transformed, he got smaller somehow. The parts just disappeared. Like all those little components. Maybe they just shrink. You know, maybe they get really tiny. Or maybe they just fold up so perfectly. We can go with that. It's because he's so expertly crafted to become a boombox that everything just folds up in such a perfect way. He's just gonna be the heaviest fucking boombox you've ever seen. There's a thing called mass shifting. Oh, it's the guy on promotions again. I'm gonna feel bad the second time. This guy is a very eager assault armor user. I know him from that last match. He might not do it this time, but let's see. Last time, he was very quick to use that assault armor, and that won me both rounds that I won. Now, I need a stagger. As a fighting robot enjoyer, you should be up on your Transformers. I don't watch mech stuff. It's just Armored Core. Oh, the boombox thing isn't Soundwave? Oh. I've been lied to. Also, him being a Walkman is so much better. I was a little close. That hit me. I don't win this. Yeah, I win next time. It is sound. Hold on. I can't. It's a multiplayer match. Hold on. I need the Michael Bay Transformers wiki. Or probably just the Transformers wiki. I assume that they'll have it on there, right? But it might be like separate entries. I don't know. I'll figure out the identity of that little boombox. He used assault armor. We're still in a good spot, relatively speaking.
50%. AP at 30%.
That was sketchy. That could have lost me the whole thing. Oh, foul language. How dare you? What did you say? No. What? Oh, I see. The first. Yeah, okay. Soundwave was a predator drone. They just change him. You can't just change what he is like that. You can't just change them like that. Transformers, Soundwave. Whoa. Chat, how many? Oh. How many continuities of Transformers are there? You guys. How many? Hold on. This. Okay, so I open the Soundwave wiki. Let's enhance, right? I'm like, okay, teach me what I need to know about Soundwave. And then here, there's the contents table, right? Where there are all the different continuities, right? Look at this. You start scrolling and you're like, wow, that's a lot of different continuities, isn't it? Oh. It just. So. Here's what I'm going to look up. Transformers, Michael Bay. Boombox. It is not Soundwave. He is called Frenzy. He also is completely separated from his Transformers. What if I just look up Transformers Frenzy? Here we go. I found the actual Frenzy. What was he before? Was he a boombox? What were you? Oh, there's gonna be so many different versions. Oh shit. You know what? Let's just go with the original comics here. What was he? What did he transform into? How is that not the first thing you tell me? Are there pictures? I'm not seeing any transformed pictures here. Frenzy was a cassette tape. Okay. Frenzy was a cassette tape. There's a total of yes. Yeah, that continuity list for just Soundwave. Cassette player. Maybe a cassette player. Hold on. Transformers. Frenzy. These guys have the longest wiki pages of all time, by the way. It doesn't say at the top. It doesn't describe it at all in his little, like, you know, small bio. It does. Hold on. Yeah, all it pretty much says here is like he's absolutely crazy. He's a nutcase. He just wants to kill things, and that's it. Decepticon mini cassette. Mini cassette. Oh my god, the Decepticon mini cassettes, also known as spy cassettes, Recordicons, and the Soundwave Spy Protocol, are Decepticons who on Earth transform into analog audio cassettes. This is the most wonderful thing I've ever read. They can fit into Soundwave's he's a cassette player. They can fit into Soundwave's chest compartment through their apparent relationship to Soundwave. Or, sorry, though their apparent relationship to Soundwave varies depending on the continuity. Okay. It is about that time. And I have big video things that I'm working on. And my ass is hungry. I need to go eat food. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Decent progress today. I almost made it up like 2 full sub ranks, tiers, whatever you want to call it. Good progress. Good progress. Maybe I can make it before the reset. Probably not. Anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, holy spam. You guys, you might break the bot. It might work, but you could also overload it. We've seen it happen before. Slow down. I'm trying to think. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Subscribe for stream things. We're doing a lot. Armored Core 100%, Ace Combat, Metal Gear, Devil May Cry, all S ranks. We just started Elden Ring again. Am I missing one? It feels like I'm missing one. Oh yeah, Tekken on Tuesday, by the way. Since we're doing the open lobby. We're doing Tekken on Tuesday again. It's gonna be a good time. Feel free to come back for any of that. Also, if you enjoyed and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like. Helps out a lot with algorithm and stuff, so I'd appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. Faction shit is just going nuts. If you haven't seen the Armored Core review series before, I played every Armored Core game for the first time last year and reviewed each one as I went. Like before moving on to the next one, I would do the full review and get it out. The full playlist is in the pinned message at the top of chat. If you're looking for that. If you're looking for things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever, things outside of YouTube, those are in the description. Other than that, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys back here next time. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.